Hey, it's Tony talking car biz here in Madison, Wisconsin. Hey, today I've got a brand new 2022 Toyota Tundra SR5 Crew Max with the TRD off-road package. So in this video we're going to go ahead and just dive inside and do a quick overview of the new features that Toyota's got on the new Tundra. It is a complete redesign, so let's get started. Okay, here on the driver's door, we'll start here. Interesting thing about the Tundra for 2022 is Toyota's put their name all over this thing, including right here on the armrest. So you'll see that on the exterior and the interior, more Toyota badging, more Tundra badging, more TRD badging. So the doors on the SR5, they're pretty much an all black and a charcoal gray finish with a padded armrest, soft tech fabric on the upper, and then there's a nice piece of gunmetal gray trim right here leading into the same colored door handle. So kind of a nice aggressive look on the doors themselves. They do have one touch up and down on all four windows for 2022. Power door locks, power mirrors, storage cubbies down here in the armrests themselves. I kind of like that. I wish it was rubber lined so stuff wouldn't rattle around in there. There's bottle holders down here in the doors, and then they also have speakers in the bottoms of all four doors, and you'll see on the back doors there's actually two speakers on each door. Interesting thing for 2022, the SR5 edition does not come standard with a power seat. Even when you go to the TRD off-road edition, the power seat is part of a package now, separate package, and this one does not have that package on it. These are going to be a full cloth seat. They're deep bucket seats. They've got the Tundra badging in the seat as well, and they're pretty darn comfortable with an adjustable height adjustable headrest. We do have height adjustable seat belts on here. And of course they do recline and they slide back and forth. There's a handle under the front here to be able to slide it back and forth. And then there are airbags in the seats themselves, so the airbags slide backwards and forward with you as you move your seat. So super safe in that regard. Start up on top, there's four of these huge vents across the front, left, right, open and closed. You'll see those all the way across the dashboard when we get inside. And then down on the lower portion of the dash, we've got a number of switches here. So we'll start with our interior or our cargo light switch. So this switch right here is what controls the cargo light up here on the back of the truck as well. So you can turn it on and off manually up front here, or you can have it set so that it comes on when the doors are open. Automatic high beam on and off, automatic engine start on and off, dimmer switch for your dash lights, odometer, parking assist, part of the TRD off-road package, manual headlight adjustment. So what that does is it allows you, when you put a trailer on the back of the truck, it's going to bring the back a little bit down, and that'll cause your headlights to go up. So what this does is allow you to realign your headlights once you put a trailer on there. And then we do have the heated steering wheel package on this one as well. It's not standard, it is an extra cost. Steering wheel is a tilt and a telescoping steering wheel, but it is manually operated. And then at all four doors, because this is a jump up, you've got passenger assist grips on all four doors and side curtain airbags at all four doors as well. Let's go ahead and jump in the driver's seat and check it out. So from the driver's seat in the new Tundra, there is a lot of room up here in the front seat, the front passenger seat. A ton of legroom on here. Now this one does, as I mentioned, have the TRD off-road package on here. So I did want to point out while I'm behind the wheel, the aluminum pedals that they've added down here. So that's part of the TRD off-road package, obviously designed to give it a more rugged look and feel on the 2022 Tundra. The steering wheel is leather wrapped, and it's kind of a two-patterned leather wrap steering wheel. So the top portion, this is going to be a solid leather, and then this side on the outer edge are perforated. And then the steering wheel feels flat at the bottom, but I actually don't think it is. I think it's the design right here that makes you gives you the impression that it's flat, but I think it's still round, even though it feels that way. I like the trim that they added to the steering wheel up and around the switches here. So on the right-hand side is where we've got a number of controls. So our parking assist, which is an upgrade, our lane departure on and off. Here's our odometer, our controls for that, for our cruise controls, resume and excel. So these are all new switches. They've not used them on other Toyotas. And then our modes for our sound system are here as well. The steering wheel is smaller than it was last year, but I think it's thicker. So in the diameter, I think is smaller, but I do think it's thicker and padded, so a little bit more comfortable. Driver's side airbag, Toyota badge, and then on the left-hand side, we have our controls for our smartphone, Bluetooth connectivity. We can raise and lower the volume. We've got voice activation. And then these controls right here now control the information center, which is up here in the gauge cluster. So a really nice, comfortable steering wheel, good feel to it, and I like the fact that it's thicker and padded as well. Over on the right-hand side, wiper controls. Those are going to be your front washer wipers and intermittent wiper controls right there. And then over here on the left-hand side, this is where we have our headlight controls. So we have automatic high beams, automatic on and off for our headlights, and then of course we have the LED fog lights as well, and that's all controlled on the left. That's the same as last year in terms of where the controls are. So if you're used to having it there, if you own a Tundra now or any Toyota really, that's where all your headlight controls typically are on Toyotas. Here's a look at our gauge cluster. I'll go ahead and start it up, but before I do that, I did want to say, as a TRD off-road package, you pick up the red TRD off-road stop button, and then this does have smart keyless entry, so you don't need to take your keys out of your pocket, but you do want to put your foot on the brake. I'm going to have to move this forward. I got short legs. And then once you have your foot on the brake, then you're just going to go ahead and hold in and start it up. It is quieter than the 2021, the V8. This is the twin turbo V6, so it is a quieter engine. So on the left-hand side is your tach, your temperature gauge, oil pressure gauge. So we didn't lose any of these gauges that we had last year, which is really super nice for a pickup truck to have the oil pressure gauge. Here's your voltmeter for your battery, speedometer, and your gas gauge, and the gas door is going to be over on the driver's side. And then your information center is still in the middle, and it's got Tundra branded up in there. Like I said, there's all kinds of Toyota branding, Tundra branding in here. Outside temperature, digital clock, gear selector, and then as I mentioned before, here on the steering wheel, using these switches, this is where we can kind of go through and toggle through some of the features. So digital speedometer, there's your compass, sound system, trip meters, and these controls right here, these are your lane tracing assist, pre-collision, blind spot monitoring, parking assist, rear cross traffic alert. So for 2022, Tundra has Safety Sense 2.5, and you can toggle through your preferences right here to set it up however you prefer. Does have really good visibility out the front, and of course you sit up very high in this truck as well. There is a hidden spot up here. I kind of like this. So this is a hidden cargo area, and there's a 12-volt power point right here, and this does have a rubber mat in here, which I mentioned earlier. On the doors there's some cubbies that don't have the rubber mats. I like those rubber mats because they help to prevent stuff from rattling around. So here's a look at our all-new center stack for 2022. As I said, this is a complete redesign. So this is the standard center stack, and this is an 8-inch touchscreen, and it is way more responsive than the last one. Of course, it's bigger. It's an all-new system, and it's very, very responsive. The graphics are terrific on here. We still have hang with me for a second. Over to sources. So we do still have Amazon, we still have Apple, we still have Alexa compatibility, we still have Sirius satellite radio, 3 months of the premium subscription, and that's a way better sound system than it was last year. You'll have to come by the dealership and give it a listen. I like the way that they integrated the vents into the head unit on the sound system. Really a nice refined look, definitely a better system altogether. And especially when I switch to go into reverse, a much better backup camera, better resolution, and we do have path projection on here as well, which is going to come in really, really handy when you start towing trailers and those types of things. So they did a great job, excellent job on that, and as I said, visibility is really nice out the front. The heating and air conditioning is an automatic system on the SR5. With the TRD off-road package, but it's not separate front driver, front passenger. It's only the driver's side, which is auto temperature controlled on this level. Now you can get dual temperature control, but you have to go upscale and pay more to get that. We do have front window defrost, of course, rear window defrost, and then also heated outside mirrors. So when you tap this button right here, not only does it get the rear window de-iced, but it'll also take care of the outside mirrors as well with the heated elements in there. And then they added a tremendous amount of power opportunities. So here's a USB port right here, and then there's some other ones I'll show you in just a couple minutes. I mentioned that the TRD off-road package comes with the red TRD start-stop button. We also have our trailer braking over here as well, which is exactly where it was last year. So if you drive a Toyota truck now, it's gonna, a lot of things are in the same place. The buttons just look different, and maybe they have some additional features. There is a series of toggle switches here. But on this one, only 3 of them are being used. There's actually 7 of them total. So one of the switches right here is your traction control, our flashers, and our rear differential on and off. And then as you move up the line, you can add additional switches for additional features there as well. We have an electronic parking brake and parking brake hold. Here's our transmission selector. And of course, you can always select to go over into that manual mode. So if you want to switch, kind of manually work your way through the gears, you can do that. And then the TRD Off-Road Edition does have the TRD logo here, and this is a leather wrapped shift knob up top. So again, lots of places where they're branding the TRD and the Tacoma or the Tundra and the Toyota throughout the entire unit. Down here is our 4-wheel drive selector right there. Here's our drive modes. Here's our tow haul mode. Here's our multi-terrain select, which is all new for the Tundra. Was originally on the Tacoma, but now it's on the Tundra as well. And then we have our downhill assist and our crawl control buttons, and our selectors for that are all right here as well. So all of the latest Toyota off-road capabilities that you would have found on, for example, a TRD Tacoma or 4Runner, you're going to get those features now in 2022. We have a really large storage area in here. There's no wireless charging, but there's a place to be able to drop your phone, so it doesn't slide around, and of course you can plug it in. And then there's additional storage down in here, so a whole lot of places to put stuff. 2 cup holders right here. And then the armrest is interesting for a variety of reasons. Number one, it has 2 separate armrests, one on this side, one on this side, and they are padded, and then kind of a drop spot in the center here for odds and ends. But again, it doesn't have the rubber mats in it, so these things are all going to slide around and rattle. I wish Toyota would put rubber liners in there. And then you can access underneath here by just sliding this little door back here. Let me see if I can figure out how to do it. There it goes. So you can get down underneath, but this one has a console safe, so there's only one way to get under there, and it's right there. So the safe kind of negates that, but you can access a couple power ports there as well, USB charging ports. But if you want to get underneath here, there's a switch right here, and there's also one right here. So once you open it up, now you've got room, you've got access to your entire center console. This one does have the vault safe here, and that's an extra charge. So if you're practicing concealed carry, or you want to put your pocketbook or something in there, you've got a 3-pin combination and a lock here. And this is bolted right to the frame of the vehicle, so it's not going to be easy to get out. Added security. I think it's about $300, $400 extra, and you can get that on any Tundra. Then here's 2 USB charging ports. These are backlit, and there's a little bit of storage. If you don't get the console safe, then you get a lot of storage underneath there. But they did get rid of that little workstation that was under here for papers, pens, and tissues. That's all gone. But I do like the center console. I think there's a lot of room under there. If you don't go with this, you get a tremendous amount of extra space. And then there's cup holders up here for your backseat passengers. Take a look over on the passenger side. Here's a quick look at your seats, seat belts. We do have vanity mirrors, lighted vanity mirrors up there, and then these visors do slide back and forth. Huge visors, really get you out of the sun if that's what you want. And then as far as the passenger side over there, there is storage compartment underneath the armrest there. There's a storage cubby up here, a locking glove box right there with your owner's manual, and this does have the locking lug nuts on it too. That's not standard, but this one has those features. So they really did a nice job on the front here. Take a look overhead. There's some switches up here. So this is the power window switch for the back window. So if you want to open up that one right there, that's how you're going to do that. It does have an auto up and down feature. Overhead lighting on and off, safety connect on and off, sunglass holder, and then reading lights here, which are LED lights as well. And then your rear view mirror. This is a standard day-night mirror with the flip switch, and then this one does not have the home link system. That is an option. This one just does not have it. It is an extra charge. So lots of cool stuff up front. Let's go ahead and jump in the back seat and check out the passenger area. So diving into the back seat, the one thing I did want to show you on the back doors is the additional speakers. So there's a speaker down here, but then there's an additional speaker up here. The front doors just had the bottom speakers. This has the extra speakers in the back. So they do continue with that charcoal gray trim on the back doors as well. The opening on these doors is huge. One of the things I like about the CrewMax on the Tundra. These back seats, interesting the way they work. They fold up. There's no handle or anything that you have to pull to get them to fold up. So you just bring them up like that. And then there's a nice bunch of storage underneath here. First aid kit. The storage compartment here, once again, maybe you could see this, does have Tundra embossed there. And then it has these separators that you can pull in and out to divide up the cargo area if you want. And it does continue all the way under the passenger seat there as well. To bring these seats back down, then just tug on this tether right here, and that'll bring them down. 3 headrests across the back. They're all height adjustable headrest. There's a release handle here if you want to drop down this back seat. So you can bring this down just a little bit, and you'll discover there's some additional cargo storage places if you want to hang your plastic grocery bags. And then behind that seat over there is where you'll find the tool kit, the jack and such. And these are also gives you access to the tethers for your child safety seat. So if you're putting kiddos in the back, you can get them clipped and unclipped by folding the seat forward. Passenger assist grips back here make it easy to get up inside. Take a quick look at the passenger compartment. This area is huge. I think other than maybe the Sienna, the Tundra Crew Max has probably the most headroom, leg room, shoulder room, passenger room. Here's a quick look at your driver's compartment from the back seat. Cup holders down here, vents here. There's a storage compartment here, and this one is rubber lined. If you want USB charging ports, they can be installed right there by the dealer. There's a pocket on the back of that seat, but no pocket on the back of this seat. But take a look at the legroom. I've got this front seat almost all the way back, and there's a good 6 to 8 inches of knee room. Headroom's amazing, shoulder room. There's a laundry or dry cleaning hook there, and then also LED lights up here, reading lights. The only thing that I noticed about the Tundra, or at least this particular one, there's lights right here and there's lights up here. But when you're in it in the dark at night, there's no dome light in the middle here. So this entire area basically becomes a black hole at night. And so I think they could have did a better job with the lighting on the inside of the Tundra for 2022. But that probably is going to be a 2023 upgrade, I'm sure, just because the lighting back here is not great at night. So that's a quick look on the interior of the 2022 Tundra. Again, this is going to be your SR5 Crew Max with the TRD off-road package. Okay, that's the interior overview on this brand new 2022 Toyota Tundra SR5 Crew Max with the TRD off-road package. Hey, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this video, please let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to answer your questions. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. This is Tony talking car biz. Thanks for watching.